And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to New Earth TV Live. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaskar. Good to see you all here once again today for another episode every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific. So we're going to have a lot of great stuff in store for this 2-hour long webcast today. We're going to be looking into a guided meditation to work on enhancing the psychic body. We're also going to be doing some inner practices also. We're going to be getting into some distance healing through your requests on the chat. And then, of course, we'll be moving forward to a full hour of Q&A on any topic, provided that there's no personal questions. So semi-personal and general questions in nature, but it can certainly be on any topic, and that will be in the second hour. But first and foremost, we'll go ahead and start off with some announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing, apparel, and accessories imbued with spirit source energy to heal, rejuvenate, detoxify, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
And of course, a reminder that the Healing Code cards are now reduced in price. They were once $49.99. They are now $39.99. Right? I believe the body deck is even cheaper now. I think it's at $33.99 if I'm not mistaken. I have to remember my prices. But nonetheless, they are at a reduced price. This is for both the printed and digital editions. So again, if you haven't ordered your cards yet, whether they're printed edition or digital edition, you can go ahead and order now. Just go to healingcodecards.com and check out the reduced prices. And of course, I am doing private sessions and 3-question private email sessions as well too. The private sessions are now at 20, 30, and 45-minute intervals. So again, I got rid of the 15-minute. I wanted to get at least 20 minutes. I think 20 minutes is a good amount of time between myself and a client. So that is available. I am booking in some slots for September as well too, mostly on Wednesdays. I'll also be continuing to go forward with October and November and into December as well too. So again, if you're interested in booking a private session with me, again, we can talk on many different things. Or again, if you want to do a 3-question private email session, you just want to kind of have some quick questions to ask me, you can do that as well too through the 3-question private email session. And again, just go to newearthteachings.com and you can go there and book. And a reminder, this Sunday is the next episode of the Infinite Intelligence Report. So I'll be debuting the next episode this coming Sunday, and every second Sunday will be another episode of the Infinite Intelligence Report. And finally, all of the videos on the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel are backed up onto Odyssey. You can find the link in the video description, odyssey.com/@newearthteachings, and you're more than welcome to follow me there as well. Okay, so welcome everybody. Thank you again. It's good to see you all here in the chat. Getting people from all over the world. Once again, just saying hello, where they're from. It's great. So we're going to go ahead now and move on into the first part, which is our guided meditation today. So we just go ahead and pull up the special screen here. All right, so like I said, this is going to be a psychic body guided meditation. Now, it's not really looking into a particular clair ability, like we would understand as clairvoyance or clairsentience or clairaudience or claircognizance or anything like that. You may have the opportunity for something of that nature to get enhanced, or you may, again, our goal is to enhance the entire psychic body, right? Everything that represents our psychic senses. That is what this guided meditation is all about. But before we get into that, we're going to firstly do some deep breathing, and then we're going to get into the guided meditation. And the deep breathing we're going to do is heart rate variability breath, and we're going to do 10 of those. Then we're going to get right into the guided meditation. So for everybody who wants to join me, just get yourself nice and relaxed. I would suggest just being seated for this meditation. So either being in a chair or you can sit cross-legged. that's fine as well too, okay? But I don't really recommend laying down for this one. It's good to be seated for this, okay? So as you're getting nice and comfortable, making sure the spine is nice and erect, making sure the spine is the neck is nice and straight as well too. We'll go ahead now and close our eyes. And we're just going to take 10 heart rate variability breaths. So what that means is we're breathing in for 4 seconds through the nose. We're breathing out for 6 seconds out through the nose. Okay, so let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax. And just take a moment just to feel how your body is feeling. Okay. Do you feel light? Do you feel a little lightheaded? Do you feel some tingling sensations in the body? Do you feel like your hands are a little bit warm? Any tingling sensations around the face or the back, the chest? These are all perfectly natural and normal sensations when doing heart rate variability, as again we are stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so now that we have relaxed ourselves and brought ourselves into a nice, calm, relaxing state of being, we're going to go ahead now and begin the psychic body guided meditation. So with your eyes still closed, just feel yourself in void, just in the blackness of void, all around you, above, below, ahead, behind, to the left, and to the right. Everything represents void. I want you just to remain in this void just for a moment. Just letting your mind completely relax, letting your mind be completely centered, and letting your mind be completely silent. As you are in the void, you are now going to see a few feet ahead of you a bed that is materializing itself from within the void. You see this simple bed, and it can be of any shape or form or texture that you desire. Seeing a bed just a few feet ahead of you. And with your astral body, you're just seeing yourself rising up and going over to that bed. And just laying down upon the bed. And as you lay down around the bed, you're seeing this beautiful, soft, white aura that is a sphere that is just surrounding the bed now. And as you see this soft, white aura, you can feel a frequency of great pleasure. Frequency of great love, a frequency of great bliss, of great compassion, everything that represents pure pleasantness, pure clemency, pure tranquility is radiating from this very soft aura, this sphere wrapped all around the bed. And as you continue to feel this aura, you are feeling a layer of your body extracting from the astral body. Another layer of the body is being extracted from your astral body. And you see it somewhat translucent, somewhat semi-transparent. And you may be able to look inside the body and see all of these light rays, seeing even certain types of organs that are contained inside this particular layered body. This layered body represents that of your psychic body. This is a layered body that exists within the astral body. And as it is extracted, you're now starting to see light emanating from the aura of the semi-translucent, soft white sphere all around the bed. And you're just feeling this very light scan done on the psychic body. As this is a part of your body, you are feeling it being scanned. You are also feeling it being purified. You are seeing it being transformed. And the soft white light aura gives you an impression that you will move forward just through the psychic body in a journey that now awaits you. The soft white sphere now starts to transform itself. It moves away from the bed, and it appears as this bright, shining corridor, several feet ahead of you. Your astral body remains in the bed, but you are now feeling your consciousness inhabit the layer of the psychic body. All of your attention, all of your awareness is now being encapsulated into just the psychic body. And you will drift through the psychic body and noticing that there is a tether located very closely to the lower back of the psychic body, for it is tethered to the astral body. And now we will move through this beautiful corridor, several feet in front of you. And now you are passing through this corridor. This corridor represents divine spirit intelligence. And you feel like you are passing through a tunnel. The tunnel is able to talk to you as this conscious form. And it explains to you that it is going to begin tests for you. These tests will represent the idea of how strong your psychic senses are currently. The corridor now flashes into brilliant white light, and you now see yourself in the psychic body, surrounded by void once again. The first test is now beginning. The void speaks to you just as the voice, saying for you to be aware of any images that appear before the void. Any images that you are able to witness through this void, be aware of it. This test begins now. And deep breath in, deep breath out. This was the first test, the clairvoyance test. Were you able to see any images, any colors, any forms through the void? If so, this is indicating that you have a strong connection to clairvoyance. We are now going to begin the second test. The void returns back into blankness, And for you now to be aware of hearing anything from the inside. Anything that may seem like a conversation or a sound or anything of that nature that is audible through the void. Be aware of this as the second test begins now. And take a deep breath. Exhale. This second test was for your clairaudience, in case you are able to psychically hear. Being able to hear voices or sounds, anything audible from within yourself. We will now move on into the third test, which represents that of touching textures. Throughout the void, you will now see several different textures that you can touch. One of those textures can represent water. Another texture represents that of fur. Another texture represents that of steel. Another texture represents that of sawdust. Finally, not a texture but an element representing that of fire. Remember that you are in your psychic body and you cannot be harmed. This test of clairsentience will begin by you touching these textures and just feeling the fire around you. Begin. And take a deep breath in and deep breath out. This was a test of your clairsentience, the ability to touch and the ability to sense temperatures, hot or cold. So just being aware of how you felt when you were able to touch these textures and the elements of water, and of course feeling the heat of fire. You will now see all of those objects disappearing. And now we are moving on to the next test. You will see a podium directly in front of you. And on top of that podium is a dish. That dish is now filled with your favorite kind of food. You will see a fork or a spoon that is available. And let yourself taste this food. Begin now. And take a deep breath in and out. This test was to show you your ability of taste, otherwise known as clairtasting. Being able to accurately feel the sensation and pick up the taste of any food that you are eating or anything else that may be considered edible. And being able to taste it just as well as you are able to taste food within the physical body. And now seeing that dish and the podium disappear. And the next test you will now start to smell aromas in the room. These aromas can be absolutely anything, something that you may feel as pleasant or something that you may feel as unpleasant, all depending upon you. I want you just to be aware of any aromas that are now coming into the space that you are able to detect with your psychic smell. Begin now. And take a deep breath in and deep breath out. This is the ability of clairaroma or clairscent, the ability to smell any aromas within your own psychic space. Feeling all of those aromas subsiding now from within your space. As we move on to the next test, I want you to see a loved one appear in the void. See a loved one, whether it is a family member, whether it is your partner, whether it is your children, whether it is your best friend, someone who means the world to you. Just see them in the void now with you. And simply be aware of their facial expression. Be aware of their body language. And most importantly, be aware of their heart. Feel into them. What do you feel they are feeling right now? Begin now. And take a deep breath in and deep breath out. This test was the test of clairempathy, the ability of an empath who is able to look at a person and instantly know what they're feeling. They are aware of their emotional state. They are aware of what they are feeling from the inside and are able to guide them very well through the power of their own clairempathic ability. And now see that loved one or loved ones vanish from the void. As our next and final test is going to involve a podium once again. And upon that podium, you will see a book. A very large book, filled with many pages. And what you are going to do now is approach the podium and open the book. And see if you are able to discover any pictures or words or content upon the pages that you are able to detect. Begin now. take a deep breath in and deep breath out. And you can now close the book. This test was the test of your ability of claircognizance, the ability to have instantaneous knowledge, instantaneous information come through you. The book itself represents that of a blank book. However, with the power of your own claircognizance, you are able to fill that book with any form of content, from text, from symbols, to pictures, and more. You will now see the book and the podium vanish. As the podium and the book vanishes, that soft white light now starts to appear once again several feet in front of you. It flies around you, orbiting your body. And as it comes face to face with you, it sends you all of this pure love, thanking you for being a part of this experience. The soft white light now transforms once again back into the corridor. With your psychic body, you are now levitating in the air and now moving back into this corridor, back towards your astral body. The living corridor tells you that it has received all of the information it requires to assist you in further enhancing your psychic body. As you now pass through the corridor and return back into the bed to where your astral body lays, you feel your psychic body now returning back into the astral body itself, bringing that layer of the body back into the astral body and imbuing yourself entirely into the astral body. The soft white light sphere appears once again, but this time it takes a human form, a being of light, representing this soft, radiating white light. It comes over to you, and in its hand it has a bright white orb. This bright white orb will assist in the enhancement of your psychic body. The light being passes this white orb into your hands, and it tells you to bring it all the love from within itself through you. Fill this orb with your pure love, your pure happiness, your pure joy, and pure perfection. As you fill it with this love, this happiness, this joy, and this perfection, you feel the love of the orb itself getting much more dense, where it starts to get thicker, it starts to get brighter, and more radiant. The light being now instructs you to take that brilliant, bright orb and place it directly into the heart. And you are now feeling the sensation of that bright orb entering your heart, moving directly into the astral body and especially into the psychic body, where all information that assists in the improvement and enhancement of your psychic abilities overall have now been given to you. The light being places his hand upon your chest, giving you a blessing, reminding you that you are one with everything here, that you are one with him, and he is one with you. With love and appreciation, the light being disappears. And just feel that bright orb moving into pure light, circulating through the entire astral body, through the entire psychic body, through your entire soul body. Receiving these instructions to gradually enhance your psychic abilities through the psychic body overall. And just let that energy ground itself into you now, as you feel more relaxed, more calm, and more at peace. And we'll start to bring our awareness now back into the physical body. We'll start to feel the astral body coming back into the physical body. And slowly bringing your awareness back into the physical body. Doing some gentle movements with the body. Curling the toes, slowly moving the fingers, slowly rotating the wrists, slowly rotating the shoulders, fluttering the eyes, just softly and gently returning back. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and return. And thank you everybody for joining me for that guided meditation. So, just pay attention to your psychic senses over the next little while. Okay, you basically got a download within this guided meditation to help you enhance your psychic body altogether. Okay, so you may notice some changes. You may have some very interesting dreams tonight as well too through that enhancement. Okay, so you may notice that if you're already quite clairvoyant, that clairvoyance may give you finer detail. If you're already clairaudient, you may notice that the audibility of your psychic sense may actually become a lot more crisp and clear. If you're clairempathic already, you may notice that you're able to go a lot more deeper into the clairempathy now. If you're already claircognizant, you're realizing again there's greater depth of that claircognizance coming together. That's actually my strongest quality, is claircognizance and clairempathy. So again, whatever psychic sense you feel that has been strong, or maybe something that has been dwindling quite a bit, you may notice somewhat of an improvement there as you continue to work with these exercises, just like what you experienced in the void with the tests. Okay? That's a very good thing to do, even in meditation. If you want to work a lot more with the psychic body, go into the void and just start testing the inner senses, just like you experienced in this guided meditation today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on. And we're going to do a couple of inner practices. This is just going to involve some breathing today. And then we're going to get into healing requests. Then we're going to get into Q&A. Okay? So just two breath breathing techniques I want to share with you guys today. I have talked about these ones before, but it's good to bring it up again. So the first one we're going to be talking about today is what's called Kapobhati. Okay? This is basically what we'd refer to like a rapid abdominal breath. Okay? So if I was to stand up, right, and just place my hand right here, and then take a deep breath in, and exhale. Okay? So what you're doing is you're just focusing on the exhale as you're doing rapid breathing, or Kapobhati in this way. Now this helps you with so many benefits with the physical body. It helps to refine the organs, it helps to replenish your body, it helps to clear away weight issues as well too. It helps you on many different levels. It's also working with oxygenating the breath, oxygenating the brain I should say, oxygenating the body. So it gives you all kinds of great benefits. It also helps with clearing away sluggishness, brain fog, and a lot more. Okay. So again, all you're doing is you're just taking your left and your right hand, just placing it upon the abdomen, or if you want to just keep them on the lap, you can keep them on the lap. That's fine too. Okay. But all we're doing again is we're taking a deep breath in, exhale, and now, okay. So we're again just doing that rapid breath, and we're just concentrating on the exhale. Don't worry about the inhale at all. Okay. The inhale takes care of itself. It's like you're pumping a bike pump. Okay. It's like when you're pumping up a bike tire, right? You got like one of those pumps, and you can see it. You can feel it with that rhythm of air coming into the tire. So it's the same thing here. We're basically just working with a pump. Okay. So we're going to do that now for about a minute or so. So again, however many you feel you can do, just go at your own pace, go at your own rhythm, go at your own duration. Okay, so deep breath in and out, and begin. Okay, and rest and relax. Okay, so that was just 100 breaths of the Kapalbhati that I was doing. So again, if you feel like you just want to do 20 breaths or 30 breaths or anything of that nature, that's fine. Just go at your own pace. And as you do this more and more each day, you can add a little bit more and go that a little bit of an extra mile. And you may notice you'll start to go up to 50, to 75, to 100, going up to 200, 300, 400, 500. Okay. This does wonders for your body as a very powerful pranayama breath. Okay, so like I said, it also helps with weight loss. It helps with, again, like I said, replenishing your organs. It helps with brain fog. It helps with fatigue. It's multifaceted in its benefits. Okay, so that is the first breath that I want you to work with. Okay, is Kapalbhati. Then we're going to go into the second one, which we may know pretty well. Again, I've demonstrated it before. Nadi Shodhana Pranayam. Okay, not Chandra with just the left nostril, right? I had to pay the price for that because I got sick just by doing too much Chandra. Okay, now what we're going to do today is Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Okay, so that is where it's also referred to as Anulom Vilom, but Nadi Shodhana Pranayama is its common term. And all we're doing here is we're just going to use the right hand. Okay, if you want to use your left, you can, but you're just basically switching the opposites, right? If I'm using the left hand, then I'm using my left thumb to cover my left nostril, and then using my right nostril being covered by my left ring finger. Okay, but I'm going to be using the right hand today. Okay, so whatever hand you are, you decide, but I suggest doing it through the right hand. Okay, so just plugging your nostril here with the right thumb, the right nostril with the right thumb. And we're doing a mudra here as well too. Okay, this is often referred to as Nisagra mudra. It's also referred to as Vishnu mudra. Okay, there's several different names for a lot of different mudras. Okay, so if you want to call it Vishnu mudra, I got like brain farts today. Vishnu mudra or Nisagra mudra, whichever you want to use it, or just doing this without calling it anything, that's fine too. Okay. So we're just going to place the right thumb over the right nostril, and we're just going to breathe in through a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to switch, bringing the ring finger onto the left nostril, breathing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in through the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then switching again. Breathing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just repeating the pattern. Okay? So if you want to follow me, we'll do a few rounds of this now. Okay? Breathing in. Switch. Inhale. Switch. Inhale. Switch. Inhale. Switch. Inhale. Switch. Inhale. Switch. Inhale. Finally, switch. And relax. Okay, so that is Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Like I said, I have talked about it in the past on my channel, but I recommend doing it because it too is a very powerful pranayama. Okay, so what Nadi Shodhana Pranayama is doing is it's cleaning out your nadi channels. Okay, so basically at the left nostril here, we have what's known as the Ida channel, IDA. The right nostril here, we have what's known as the Pingala channel, PINGALA. Okay, so you can look at it as the feminine, the masculine, the moon, the sun, etc. Okay, so basically, as I've talked about in the past as well too, when you're actually just breathing air out through the left nostril, you'll notice that that air that comes out of the left nostril is slightly cooler than the air that comes out of the right nostril. Right, so it's an entire coolant system that we have in the nose. So when we're doing pranayama breathing, certain pranayama breathing, I'd say most of it, we're often doing nose breathing. There are a couple of pranayamas which permit mouth breathing as well too, but most of them are nasal in that way. Even when we're just doing meditation practice, we're being very gentle. We're working with the nose. Okay, the nose is your link to the parasympathetic nervous system. Just like we stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system with heart rate variability, where your heart rate starts to go down a little bit, your pulse again starts to go down a little bit, and you start to feel that softness, you start to feel that calm, relaxation breath. Well, you'll get that as well too from Kapalbhati, and you'll get that too from Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. You'll also get that from other pranayamas as well too, that again mostly work with the nose. Like I said, if we're doing mouth breathing like that, you're stimulating the sympathetic. Now again, there are certain pranayama that will work together with the mouth. One of them is what's known as the Shithri breath. Okay, that's where you're sticking out your tongue like this. Breathing in, and then breathing out to the nose. So again, that's opening the mouth. That's one particular idea. There's another one that's kind of like, I can't remember the name of it, but it's almost like a crow sipping water. So it's kind of like, you're kind of sipping in the air, and then you're exhaling through the nose as well too. So there are some, again, that work together with the mouth, and that's fine, because they work a lot more with cooling down the body altogether. What we're doing here in that sense is that we're cleansing the body. So we're cleansing the left and the right nadis. We're also cleaning out the central channel as well too. We clean out the central channel when both nostrils are breathing evenly. Okay, this is what's referred to as padadharasana. Okay, it's very simple to do this. This is actually what I teach people before I awaken their kundalini, my students, for example. Okay, so I get them to take their left hand, put that under the right armpit like this, take their other hand, put it under the other armpit, so that you're like this. Okay, I'm not saying you guys need to be like Steve Urkel or something like that, but okay, this is referred to as padadharasana. That's Padadharasana. I believe I spelled it right. Padadharasana. Okay, so what that means is that's a balanced breathing posture. Okay, they often do this in certain yogas, like Kundalini yoga, for example, or Hatha yoga. They'll get you to just place your hands under the armpits, just like this, and there are pressure points that are underneath the armpits that assist in awakening both the left and right channels. So that as you hold this for a few minutes, you'll notice that your left and right nostrils will start to be even with the nature of breath. Okay, so you hold that for a little bit, for about 5-10 minutes. Easy ways to do it. Let's say, for example, that if you notice your left nostril is very strong, but your right nostril is not very strong at all, then again, with the right nostril that we want to improve, we would take our right hand and put it under the left armpit. Okay? And then we would go lay down. Okay? And what you want to do is you want to lay down on your side. So you want to lay down on the side to where your hand is here on the armpit. So we want to lay down this way, okay, which is my left. Okay? So we just have a pillow, we lay down by our side, and we give it a couple minutes, and that really starts to change the breath very, very quickly. Same thing with the other thing. If you want to make the left nostril stronger, we just switch, and we just lay down on the opposite side. And like I said, after a couple minutes, you'll start to feel the breath starting to flow harmoniously. Okay? So again, if your right nostril is blocked, right, your left nostril is strong, your right nostril is blocked, we always go in the opposite direction. We're crisscrossing. Okay? So it crisscrosses this way. So again, right nostril is blocked. We want to make the right nostril strong. Right hand under left armpit. Left nostril is blocked. We want to make the left nostril strong. Left hand under right armpit. Okay? So again, that's the crisscross. We're just making sure we're crisscrossing them. Okay? That's just our cross circuit. That's how our body is designed. Okay? But one of the easiest ways to do it is just do Padadharasana. Okay? Just have both of them open, and they will work together in harmony. They will balance themselves together. So again, this is essential with Kundalini. Heather says, do you use pressure? Yeah, you can use some pressure. Don't be too hard on yourself, but absolutely put pressure on them. You want to have it nice and snug here, right? So if I'm just doing it too loosely, there's no pressure to stimulate the points, right? So I'm just kind of making it nice and snug, just like this, and we just hold it for a few minutes. And like I said, if you want to do each nostril individually, just remember the crisscross, okay? But again, we hold that for a few minutes, and what that does is that balances out the evening of the breath between the left and the right nostril. When your left and right nostril are evenly balanced with breath, this opens up the Sushumna. Okay? When this opens up the Sushumna, that is what you want to have open before you awaken Kundalini. Okay? A lot of people, some people who I've met as well too, have had Kundalini awakenings. When I scan them, I notice that their Kundalini is either on the left side or it's on the right side. And that's not good. We don't want that. Okay? It's not that it's dangerous to your health in that way. It can be a little bit. But basically in that sense, if we have Kundalini over here on the right side, which is my right here, I know it looks differently on the TV, but on my right side here, then basically what that is that creates a lot more hyperactivity. That also creates a lot more fear of the future. It's kind of just being disoriented. You're kind of looking at the what's next syndrome, right? If it's over here on the left side, that can represent more lethargic tendencies, and it can be much more about concern and worry of the past. So again, the left side would represent lethargic energies of the past. The right side would represent hyperactivity, hypertension, and fear of the future, quite commonly. But again, we have the ability to balance this out. So if you've had Kundalini, and you feel like, again, there's kind of a cool breeze, you feel a cool breeze, maybe you're on the right side of your face, maybe on the left side of your face. As you're meditating, you're feeling cool breezes. Guys, cool breezes equals Kundalini. Okay? So if you're feeling any kind of cool breeze throughout your body, odds are you've had a Kundalini awakening. Okay? Now, some of us may only have Kundalini up into a certain chakra. We may have it up into the second chakra, the third, or the heart. We may even have it all the way up into the Anya chakra as well too. But if you're feeling that cool breeze, and especially if that cool breeze is happening on one side of your face or the other side of the face in that way, that's showing that the Kundalini is out of balance. Okay? And we want to repair that. So if that does happen to you, you can come to me. Okay? And that will help to balance out the Kundalini altogether with you. But what I usually do, because I had a subscriber come to me and said that, hey Brad, I had an imbalance on my right side. I felt the cool breeze on the right side. And as I scanned her, her Kundalini was awoken, but it was on the right side, which means it was skewed. Okay? If you guys feel that within yourself, you can come to me. Okay? And I'll be happy to work with your Kundalini free of charge. Okay? I never, ever, ever charge for Kundalini. Okay? You will never see me do that. So if you guys if you know it's a serious issue, if you know that you're getting that cool breeze on the right side or the left side, come to me. Okay? I'll set up a time for you, and then I'll go ahead and I'll make sure that the Kundalini is moving up the central channel. Okay? So you want to move it up the central channel, the Sushumna, all the way up into the brow chakra. Okay? This is what we call the full chakra Kundalini awakening. I'm not bringing it up into your Sahasrara. Okay? That's an intense experience, and that takes time. Basically, what I would suggest people is when, it's like what I tell my students as well too, like I awaken their kundalini up into their Anya chakra, and then we spend several months releasing. We just release, 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 release. We surrender, we release, we get all that gunk out of ourselves. And we get all that gunk out of ourselves. Now we're able to go to Sahasrara, because now you're going to be asking Spirit for your realization. And that's even more intense than the chakra kundalini awakening. Okay? So it's very, very powerful. Having experienced that myself, it's a beautiful intensity, but it's still intense. Sorry guys, I have a neighbor next door with a weed whacker or something. Chainsaw. I think it's a chainsaw. Chainsaw or weed whacker, whatever. The gardeners are coming in. So if you hear that in the background, I apologize. Anyways, so that is what I wanted to share with you guys. We're going to go ahead and move into healing now. Okay, so we're going to do a few distance healing requests. Then we're going to go into Q&A. So I think we're probably going to start Q&A maybe around quarter after 12, and then we'll go till quarter after 1. Okay, so we'll start off maybe about 15 minutes late into the second hour, but that's okay. We'll make up. We'll make sure we have a full hour of Q&A. Okay, so let's go to requests for any healing. I think I'll probably do maybe about 4 or 5 people. Then we'll do a group healing as well too. So I'm just going to go up the chat here. Let me just go ahead and switch windows. There we go. Hello everybody, good to see you. Okay, so Layla here at the very top of the chat had a question or a request. Layla says, healing for Steve Wallace, please. He lost his wife Sunday. Went to bed, only one woke up. Okay, yes, we will absolutely do some work for Steve. If you guys want to join in the background as well too and perform some healing for him as well, just sending him lots of love, you're more than welcome to do that also. So Layla, absolutely, we will go ahead and send some love to Steve. We'll just help with his emotional state. All right. So I'm just going to be calling in Steve's higher self now, just being present with me now. Okay, Steve's higher self is now present with me. And so Steve's higher self, we're just going to place the hands in prayer posture. We're going to bring the light from the heart in between the hands and just expanding the hands out. Feeling all of that light filling the vast cosmos. I strongly believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. All right, let's begin. And bringing all of that light back now into Steve. God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing all that back into the heart space. With love and appreciation to Steve, you are pure, you are divine, you are radiant, you are perfection. Namaskar. Okay. So infinite blessings to Steve. And again, as I was telling his higher self to tell him, his wife has not gone anywhere. His wife is still with him. His wife is still there with absolute love, pure love for him, right? When there's that love between two, that never, ever fades, okay? His wife is there, and she's comforting him as well, too. The last thing she wants is to make him sad. So she is by his side, okay? So Layla, tell that to Steve in case Steve is not watching. Okay? That his wife is always around him. She loves him very much. She will always be by his side, helping him with the healing process. But the light of spirit is also around him right now, helping him to soothe all of these emotional spikes that he's going through right now. So again, infinite blessings to him and to his loved ones. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move to the next request. Okay, this one here is from Catherine Elmore. Catherine says, greetings, Brad. Healing request, please. The lower back, intense pains, muscle spasms. Potential spinal disc injury. Much love and gratitude. Okay, so Catherine, yes, we will certainly do that. So Catherine, all I need you to do right now is just get yourself nice and relaxed. Okay, just keep your spine nice and straight. Let's take some deep breaths in and out. So inhale. Exhale. Once again, inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Okay, placing your hands in prayer posture, right in the center of your chest. Just feel the heart opening up like a blossoming flower. Letting all of the light coming into the hands, right in between the palms. And as you inhale, you're brightening that light. As you exhale, you're expanding that light. So inhale, making it brighter. Exhale, expanding, making it bigger. Inhale, making it brighter. Exhale, making it bigger. Inhale, making it brighter. Exhale, making it bigger. And just expanding it till it's the size of the cosmos itself. Okay, and just feel that, for that is your love, your trust, and your faith. And just saying to yourself, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive shall heal me. Okay, let's go ahead now and begin. So as this is happening, Catherine, you'll feel that pain in the back getting numb. As it gets numb, you'll start to feel that numbness subsiding and fading away. When that happens, that's letting you know that all of the sensations themselves have been cleared away. However, you want to make sure that you're taking care of any karmic debris, any stagnant energy, any impurities, any errors and mistakes that are responsible for those back injuries, making sure that we're clearing them out through releasing, okay? So you're going into the abode. You're going into prana transmission technique, okay? And we're clearing away any emotional upset. So a lot of that has to do with buried emotions from your past. Traumas, tragedies, harshnesses, intense situations of loss, intense situations of being confined in enslavement to the material plane, okay? That's also what you want to release on your own time. Okay, that's just a reminder for you. Okay, this may also reflect with any forms of relationships or partners as well too. This also may relate to any connections involving sexual trauma or sexual abuse or sexual harm. This may represent the idea also of any particular forms of lustful energies that may have happened pertaining to partnerships or relationships. Okay, so just be aware of that no matter how far back it goes. Be aware of those things, clear them out. Okay? Okay. So Catherine, just extending out, bringing all of that light back now into yourself. God is making you better. God is making you better. God is making you better. Bringing the hands in prayer posture, feeling all of that light returning back into the heart. You are loved. You are blessed. You are pure. You are perfection. Infinite blessings to you. Namaskar. Okay. So Catherine, again, just take into consideration everything I shared with you. All right. So again, work with prana transmission technique. You'll find it on my playlists, on my YouTube channel. Look into the abode video I did as well too, just going into surrender. So guys, here's a very, very simple thing relating to the nature of surrender. It's the simplest thing for us to do. I basically get you guys to close your eyes and just follow prompting or self-inquiry or the baby breath to bringing you into the abode, and that's helping you to go in there so that you can really experience the bliss of peace within the abode. Here's an even simpler way. Just be present. Okay? Let's try that right now, all of us. Just be present. Be aware of your body. Be aware of your environment. Be aware of your breathing. Just be aware. Be present right here, right now. And relax. That's the abode. Okay? That too is the abode. That too is presence. That too is the self. Okay? Just be present. Just be aware. All right? So if you don't feel like you want to go so deeply into the abode, which I recommend because that's how you hit your bliss states, but just be present. Am I aware? Am I aware of my body? Am I aware of my environment? Am I aware of myself? Just be aware. Be present. That's the abode too. Okay? And when you're there, you can surrender to everything. Right? So even if a thought bleeds through, you're aware of it, and you're just being present with it, and you're surrendering, you're watching all of those cords getting cut away, and you feel 100% completely surrendered to this, release. Gone. Okay? That's all it takes. That's the simplest way to release. Practice on being present. The more frequently that you're being present, the more that you're going into the abode, the more that you are in that nature of surrender, and the more that you're in that nature of surrender, any bleed-throughs that come in, no matter what the thought, no matter what the conflict, no matter what the problem, no matter what the regret, no matter what the tendency, no matter what the influence, gone, 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 as long as I surrender to it. Okay? 100% surrender, release, it's gone. And now you look for it, you can't find it. Where is it? It's gone. It's completely gone. All I had to do was be present in the abode and nothing else. Okay? Let's remember that, guys. That's for your physical body as well, too. Now, here's a hint as well, too, when you guys are healing your physical body. Okay? When you're healing your physical body, do not look into what it's doing to you emotionally. Okay? We take care of that later. When you're noticing a physical pain within the body, I want you to be present with it, and I want you just to be aware of the sensations you're feeling. Can you describe the sensations of what you're feeling? Okay, it's tight, it's tense, it's strong, it's pulsating, it's throbbing, it's hot. Good. Be aware of all those sensations. Come into the abode. Be aware of all those sensations here and surrender to them all. Surrender to every single one of them, just as what has been described. Surrender. Drop the bags. You do not own this sensation. You are not responsible for this sensation. You do not claim this sensation. Just see them as sensations. and nothing more. Complete and total surrender to those sensations. Release. Do you guys feel those sensations anymore? You won't. They're completely gone, right? You'll see them completely fading away. So what we're doing is we're surrendering to the sensation. This is why some people can't clear away their pain when they're doing healing. You're connecting to the emotion attached to the pain, okay? But that's not taking care of the pain itself. You're clearing away the emotional state surrounding the pain, but the pain is still there. The pain sensation still remains. So that's what we're doing. We're going into the sensations. We're being aware of those, and that's what we're surrendering to when we're in the abode, okay? The abode is the self. The abode is permanence. The abode is what you are when you're present. Okay? So that is us surrendering in the abode, surrendering to everything, sensations gone. Okay? It's really all I'm doing when I'm doing some healing work with you guys. I'm working with Spirit. Spirit's doing all the work. Brad's nobody. Okay? But Spirit's coming in, and it's surrendering all of those things pertaining to sensations, pertaining to pain, pertaining to all of it. It's being surrendered. Now, there's still some core issues within yourself that you have to work out, but again, on the surface and as deep as we can go from what has been surrendered already can indeed be released. Okay? That's just a reminder for everybody. So please practice this on your own when I'm not on New Earth TV Live here. Okay? Keep practicing on this own, and you'll see you guys turning into incredible healers just by being present and just by surrendering and just by releasing in the abode. Okay? Thank you again, Catherine. Okay, let's go down here a bit more. Okay, this one here is from Kala Don Hewitt. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So Kala says, healing request, epiretinal in the eyes, also neck pain on the right with accessory nerve and atlas compression. Those are some very specific diagnoses. Okay, but yes, we'll certainly work on that. We're just going to work on into those whole areas as well too. If there is a neck compression, we want to work on the entire spine. Okay, so again, I'll basically work with the cranium, we'll work with the spine, we'll work with the eyes as well too. Okay, so and everything representing the surrounding nerves and muscles. So Kala, I think it's Kala. Let me put my glasses on, guys. It's Brad as the four-eyed Brad nerd time. Okay, here comes four-eyed Brad. There we go. Okay, that's better. Kala is her name. All right, I couldn't tell if I was saying Kaya or Kala. So Kala, thank you. All right, Kala, so we will go ahead and do that now. So Kala, just join me now. Be present with me. Placing your hands in prayer posture. Let's take some deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time, inhale, exhale. Okay, with your prayer posture, your hands here, the center of your chest, feel your heart opening up, blossoming like a flower. Feeling all of that spirit light coming out of the hand, or out of the heart, and moving in between the hands, between the palms. Now that you feel that light in between the palms, go ahead and inhale as you're brightening up the light. Exhale as you're expanding the light. Inhale, brightening. Exhale, expanding. Inhale, brightening. Exhale, expanding. Until all that light completely permeates the entire vast cosmos as this represents your love, your trust, and your faith. And you can repeat after me, Kala. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so Kala, just gathering all the light now back. Okay, bring it back into your body. God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing all that light back into the heart. You are radiant, you are pure, you are divine, you are perfect, Kala. Infinite blessings to you. Namaskar. Okay. So a lot of that in that sense just comes from neglect. Okay, a lot of it is kind of built up with a lot of different emotional issues as well too, right? Whenever we're going through the eye, we're causing strain. Okay? Whenever there's a lot of situations, I know that too from my glasses here. Being on the computer so much for so many years, but also in that sense just straining. We're also in that sense utilizing a lot of that prana contained within that in the eyes, and when those eyes are being taxed to the level where they can really not bear it, we get conditions forming, and those conditions can represent different variances relating to emotional situations. So again, it can also be the idea of not believing what we're seeing, looking for answers on the outside, straining everything, workaholic, right? Tons and tons of overwhelming thoughts, overthinking, right? Overstimulation. That takes a lot of serious impact on the eyes, and that can create epiretinal situations, cataracts, glaucoma, many other different things, floaties in the eyes as well too. A lot of that's just all debris, and a lot of that is the effect of atrophy. Okay, so we start to rest the eyes, we start taking good care of the eyes, then again we can see a lot of recovery take place from there. But again, same thing with a lot of suppression in the spine, around the nerve as well too. That too has to do with buildup. Some of it also, if it's around the area of the neck, we're not trusting ourselves. We're relying on other people to bring us information and insight, and we don't trust our own guidance, we don't trust our own process. Therefore, we wear out our throat, trying to ask all these questions, trying to get information and insight from the outside while not trusting us at the same time. That too can create nerve aggravation. Okay, so Kala, these can be things that you may be experiencing. So just be aware of these things. Go back into your timeline. Remember, go into the abode. Be present. Surrender. Release. Okay, and you will see all of those core issues vanishing very quickly. And that goes for everybody else as well too. Get to know yourselves. That's the most important thing. All right. Thank you, Kala, for your request. So we're going to do one more personal healing, then we're going to go into group Q&A, because I do want to get into group Q&A. We're a little bit behind today. My apologies for that. So we'll probably make it a 2.5-hour episode today. Okay, so I think we're going to work with Rachel. Rachel will be my last person, and we're going to do a group healing, okay? So guys, get your Q&A ready. So if you have, again, semi-personal or general questions on any topic, you can put that in the chat. We're going to do Rachel's healing, then we're going to do a group healing, then we'll get into Q&A, okay? So Rachel here says, Rachel Plant, please, 2 lumps on my lower hip, 1 on both sides. Healing, please, and thank you. Okay, so lumps on the hip, certainly. So like I said, a lot of that can also be around atrophy as well too. A lot of it can be in that sense about bad posturing. A lot of it is actually bad posture. That's the funny thing about this. And like I said, if we don't really take care of that posture, our body just has a unique way of trying to remind us of making sure that we're aligned properly, that we're taking good care of the body, that again, we're not adding stress and strain and atrophy to the body. These lumps start to come together, okay? So 2 lumps on your lower hip, 1 on both sides, okay? So Rachel, just go ahead now and place your hands in prayer posture. So we'll do a deep breath together, 3 deep breaths. Deep breath in and out. And inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale. Okay, tuning into the heart now, feeling the heart blossoming like a flower. The blossoming light now coming out of the heart, in between the palms. And again, as we breathe in, making it brighter. As we exhale, making it more expansive. Okay, so breathe in, making it brighter. Exhale, expand. Inhale, bright. Exhale, expand. And let that completely permeate the entire vast cosmos. Okay? And just saying to yourself now, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Very good. So let's go ahead and begin. Yeah, so Rachel, I'm sensing that there has been some hip problems, some lower back issues as well too. The hips are not straight as they should be. They're not aligned as they should be. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension waves around that area as well too. So yes, it's posture, but it's also a lot of emotional stress. A lot of that emotional stress, like I said, we kind of swallow it down. And for you, it manifests itself in the hips. And those two lumps in that sense are basically the result of that atrophy, the result of all of that buildup. Okay? So just be aware of this. We want to go back into stressful situations. We want to make sure we're clearing them out. Okay? Okay, Rachel, taking all of that light now and bringing it back into yourself. God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing your hands back into prayer posture, bringing that light back into the heart. You are radiant, you are pure, you are divine, you are perfection. Infinite blessings to you, Rachel. Namaskar. Okay, so Rachel, again, just keep into consideration what I shared with you, okay? And again, you'll be well in no time. Like I said, let's just keep releasing, guys. Release, 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 release. That's the greatest healing you can do for yourself. There's benefits when we're doing Reiki. There's benefits when we're doing quantum touch. There's benefits when we're doing shamanism, right? Those are all good, okay? But the most simplest is being present, just being aware, surrendering, releasing. Whether it's sensations in the physical body, emotional body, conflicts, mental body traumas. Clear them all out. Do not see that you have ownership for them. Do not feel like you have any responsibility for them. Drop the bags, surrender, and release. And that is the greatest healing you can ever do upon yourself. Okay? Okay, guys, finally we're going to go ahead and go into group healing. Then we'll go into Q&A. Like I said, I know we're running a bit behind here today. So what I want you to do for everybody who wants to join me for this group healing, so I want you just to do a quick scan of yourself, okay, top of your head, scanning all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And I want you just to be aware of a very big underlining issue, something that, again, you're able to let go of today, okay? So it's like you're just pulling it out of yourself and you're just putting it directly in front of yourself like a sphere, okay? If you want to dedicate this practice to somebody else, you certainly can. Just make sure you put that as your intention, desire, as we do the group healing, as we begin, okay? So again, with your body scanned, just find that underlining thing that you want to now clear away. You said, I'm ready to let this go. Here, I'm just putting it directly in front of me, and it'll be cleared out through spirit. Okay? And what's going to happen is I'm just going to shroud a ball around each of you that is joining me here in this broadcast, joining me here on your TV Live. Even if you're catching this on recording, you can still join me. Okay? It'll still work for you. Everything is here. Everything is now. Okay? So, placing your hands upon the center of your chest, taking a deep breath in, and out, and in, and out, and in, and out. Hands in prayer posture, letting your heart blossom like a flower. Let all of that heart light come in between the palms, expanding the light as you breathe in, making it brighter. As you breathe out, expanding it. Inhale brighter, exhale bigger. Letting that light permeate the cosmos. That is your love, your trust, your faith. And now saying to yourself, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. If this is for somebody else that you're dedicating this to, say the following. I completely believe that the healing that they shall receive will heal them. Okay? So again, bring that underlining issue out, put it directly in front of you. Okay? And we will now begin. Just witnessing any other surface-based tendencies being excreted from your body and just hovering around you as well too. Just seeing that excretion representing a black mist just floating outside of your body as well. That is floating alongside the underlining issue that you are ready to release today. Release. See if all those excretions, see all of that underlining issue vanish from your sight. As it vanishes, bringing your hands out, bringing all of that light back into yourself. God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing those hands back into the center of your chest, bringing the light back into your heart. You are divine, you are pure, you are radiant, you are perfection. All of you. Infinite blessings to you all. Namaskar. Okay, and relax. Getting nice and high off that healing. It's great. Okay, everybody, so thank you for your patience. Like I said, I know we're a little bit late with the Q&A today. It's almost 12:30, so we're going to go to 1:30 for the Q&A today. So we're going to have a special 2.5-hour episode today. All right? So, let me just go ahead and get back to the chat. So again, guys, like I said, if you missed the healing, just go back to the recording, do the group healing. That will certainly help. Remember what I shared to you also about the power of presence in the abode. Okay? All right, so let's go to Q&A now. So I'll just be scrolling down the chat for any questions that you guys may have. Okay, here's a question here from Layla. Layla has a question. Brad, should we change banks? Maybe go to a smaller branch? Yes, I have elaborated on this in the past with the idea of going into smaller banks. Okay, so people have asked me that question and saying I'm part of a big national bank or the big central banks in that way. Would it be wiser to go to like a local credit union, to a local bank in that way? And the answer would be yes. Now I know some people say, well, I don't know if I can do that because I have a mortgage to pay off, I have car payments to pay off. Well, then that's fine. Keep your money there. But again, any money that you're willing to move, to migrate to a local bank, that certainly would be a recommendation as well too. Now, some of the central banks will start to change here in the next little while, but they're still going through some chaos right now. So yes, as I've talked about before, it's good to find a local bank in your area, a local credit union, and work with them. Okay? Thank you, Leila, for your question. Okay, so just give me a minute here, guys. I'm just looking through the chat. Okay, let me just scroll down a bit more. Okay, this is a question here from Marete. It is something in regards to a healing question. So I didn't receive any donations, at least I wasn't aware of it. If my eyes were closed and I missed any donations, then I apologize. Marete here says, can you help me with my sleep problems? I have donated $12. So Marete, what I'd like you to do is contact me by email. Okay, if I didn't get around to you today regarding healing, then just drop me an email. Okay, so just go to newearthteachings.com and go to my contact page. Let me know a little bit more about your sleep problems. Okay, if I know a little bit more about that, then I can help to look into this a little bit more and help you out with that. Okay, so go to newearthteachings.com, go to the contact page, drop me a message, and I'll be happy to get back to you about that. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, here's one here from El Gato Malo. El Gato Malo asks, what do you and or the cards say about the recent announcement that this winter we will see the biggest vaccination program worldwide ever seen? Not sure yet for what. All right, well, let's take a look at that. I won't say anything. We'll just let the cards do the talking here, okay? Let's take a look at that. Some people were concerned about that over the summer. A lot of people were saying that a few months back and saying, oh, this summer I think we're going to see another big rollout of vaccinations and all that stuff like that. Didn't happen, right? Some people are now saying the fall time, okay? So it's almost like these people that are just waiting for the rapture to happen. Okay, well, the rapture didn't happen this summer. Maybe it'll happen in the fall time. Maybe it'll happen in the winter time, right? I kind of compare it to that. When's the rapture happening? So let's take a look here. Okay, right off the bat, I'm not seeing anything of that coming together. Okay, so the past here is that the people are getting stronger. They are getting wiser. Everything that we've been through has really built up character within ourselves. It's built up resilience within ourselves, and we're aiding each other. We're unifying. We're helping a lot more people than what the media or even alternative media would have you believe. There is much more assistance and support and compassion being brought across the entire planet right now. We're seeing balancing coming together, okay? That represents the past card, so that's happening in the past couple of months. People are taking a stand, okay? And like I said, as you guys, if you guys have tuned into my channel for quite some time, you know I've looked at these things country to country to country to country, and that they basically represent similar patterns, okay? We're taking a stand. This is the whole idea, is that we're kind of lighting a fire under ourselves and we're charging forward. And like I said, we're not trusting anything pertaining to old government standards, okay? That has always been in defiance. So again, I'd say especially within this whole past year, even going back to 2021 too, right? So we also have the Knight of Pentacles here representing hope or fear, okay? Things are progressing. They may progress a little bit slowly, but they're progressing quite well. Humanity is kind of building up this thick skin. We're building up this great resilience right now. They're not going to fall for any more of those vaccination agendas. Like I said, guys, most of the counterforces are running things right now. And that's not really in their agenda at all, is to start a brand new vaccination campaign. Okay? So basically in that sense, there's a coming together right now. We're seeing in that sense of coming together, the world is standing together in solidarity. This is what's happening. People are becoming wiser. We may not see that on TV. We may not see that on the internet, but it certainly is happening. Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions coming together in solidarity because they are ready to end the charade. Okay? near future, we're seeing the Knight of Cups as well too. So we're seeing some emotional stability coming together. People are riding high on their emotions. They're getting angry about this, but also at the same time, they're finding their fellow brothers and sisters, right? Those tribes are coming together. So there's a lot more benefit coming together in the months of the winter than anything that represents vaccination agenda. So like I said, guys, there's a reason why I say, yeah, I know I've heard that from people saying last year that as soon as we start 2022, there'll be another big vaccination campaign. Or no, it'll be in the spring. Oh no, it'll be in the summer. Oh no, it'll be in the fall. Oh, wait, it'll be in the midterm. Oh no, wait, it'll be next year. Like I said, it's like trying to guess when you think the rapture is going to happen. Okay? So like I said, please take what you hear online pertaining to those doom and gloom things with a grain of salt. Okay? So Al Gato Malo, thank you very much for your question. Blessings to you. All right. Let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay, here's a question here from Victoria. I believe she's referring to what I was talking about the abode. Okay, so Victoria says, what happens when you have let it go, but then it comes back? Then you haven't let it go. It's kind of a catch-22 here, Victoria. If it comes back, you haven't fully let go of it. Okay, you think that you got, I think I got all of it. No, you don't. There's still more over here. You're still looking at it in the surface. Okay, when you're present and when you're in that state of surrender, what surrender does for you, Victoria and everybody, is it helps you to see the entirety of everything. Okay? Some people just start to heal 3/4 of it, and then they let a quarter stay there, and it grows back. Okay? So it's like the idea of a poison. If you don't have that poison completely out of your system, that poison will still wreak havoc. So again, if it comes back, Victoria, you haven't cleared it all. Okay? This is why I say, this is why we do the review afterwards. We're looking back at it and saying, is anything there? Anything there? I stay in presence. I stay in awareness. I stay with the sensation. I stay with the emotion. I stay with the mental trauma. Is it gone? No, there's still a little bit more there. Okay. Go ahead and do it again. Okay, so we surrender. We surrender 100%. Drop the bags. No ownership, no responsibility. Continue to scan it until it's 100% gone. When it's 100% gone, it will not come back. Okay, unless you decide to go back to that old pattern again for whatever reason and try to bring it back. Okay, so that's just kind of a catch-22, guys. When again you feel like you've released something but it comes back, then that's me telling you have not fully released it. You've only partially released it. Okay, we want to make sure that when we're releasing, we're going every step of the way, 100% of the way. Do not stop until it's completely gone and you cannot feel it anymore. Okay, if it's an emotional situation, your emotional situation is cured, purified, pure, and you aren't able to even give a hoot about that situation anymore. You've completely cleared it, you've completely released it, 100% gone. Okay, work with the 100%. Very important. Thank you, Victoria. Okay. Okie dokie says that one of her 6 siblings has just woken up. Happy days. Great. Congratulations. That's great to hear. I'm glad to see that. More people are waking up every day as well, too. So like I said, this is why I said in that reading that we're seeing humanity really shift gears here. They're becoming much more resilient. So great. Share the happy times. Now this is from Alina. Alina says, Brad, at some point during the meditation, you guided, now I started to cry, and I don't know why. I couldn't hear or see anything as suggested. I just feel sadness, lost to concentration. Is that normal? Well, it just means something's come up, right? When we go into meditation, we're going into the depths of ourselves. So when we're not meditating, we're basically in the beta brainwave state, right? We're busy, go, 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 go. But then when I tell you to relax and calm yourself and center, guess what happens? All of that stuff that's in the depths come up, okay? So that's okay. Elena, surrender. Just surrender to it. Don't react. Okay? You want to get out of the habit of reacting to things because that's you living from the outside in. When we look at the inside out, we're just responding. Okay? So there's a difference between reacting and responding. When you're reacting, you're just giving in to the drama. You're just giving in to the involvement of the emotion. You're giving in to the story. Okay? Any time that you guys ever give into stories, it's not going to lead to any healing. Okay? Just a simple fact of the matter. When you respond, that means that you are aware of it. You are aware of it and you're taking action. You're taking action on what you're aware of. Okay? And we take action by surrendering. It's kind of like the actionless action, right? So we're present with that, and if we're crying, just let ourselves cry. It's okay. I've worked with tens of thousands of people, guys, and I've had lots of men and women cry directly in front of me. I said, that's okay, just let it out. Let it out. Let yourself cry. Let yourself experience what you need to experience. Let yourself process it. Okay? Once you have now processed it and you're starting to move yourself back into calmness again, now go back into presence. Go back into the abode. Okay? And then just surrender to it, surrender to it, surrender to it. Right? Do you guys know what I mean when I say surrender? Which means, like I said, you're doing actionless action. You're not trying to get involved with it in any way. You are completely dropping the bags. You're letting it go. Okay? 100% letting it go. You do not feel that you own the issue. You do not feel that you are responsible for the issue. You do not claim the issue. You are not the body. You are not the mind. Okay? So that is very much where we're coming from. You drop the bags. You let it surrender. You release it. Okay? So Elena, yes, that is quite common. I would say it's quite common for people in that sense who aren't doing enough meditation. Okay? If they're go, 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 busy, 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 and then they finally go into the greater depths of themselves, and they start to see these things coming up like air bubbles, right? That's basically how your karma works. You basically suppress it. It buries itself deep in the gut. And then when you start going into meditation, you start quieting yourself down, here's a bubble. And then that's causing you to become very emotional with it because it's something that you've buried, okay? And something that's come up into your awareness. So like I said, process it until you feel calm. Then when you're calm, surrender and release. Okay? Thank you, Alina. All right. Okay, here's one from TBJ Fan. A question: a lot of talk in the UK about energy bills doubling or tripling this winter. Will this actually play out, or will other things play out that stop this happening, or at least take it down many notches? Well, let's just take a look at the idea of this subject altogether about energy bills doubling or tripling. Is that looking to happen this winter? Okay. For the UK. I just want to give this another shuffle here, just 1 second. Okay, so for the UK, will the energy bills be doubling or tripling this winter? Okay, that's better. From what I'm seeing, no. Okay, so this is the past card here. So this is again representing the Page of Cups, right? So there's some big surprises that have happened in the past right now. So I think we may start to see some changes past all of that with the idea of heavy energy bill expenditures in that sense. Okay, so the whole idea here in that sense about that plan may be at rest. Something may have been debunked in that way relating to that situation. Here's happier times. Okay, so we're looking at a bunch of abundance coming forward here all together. So we're seeing again the Nine of Cups. So this is representing happy endings. Okay, so there's a happy ending that's approaching here presently that may represent the idea of energy systems. Like I said, I think energy systems are going to be advancing themselves. I can't say exactly when that will be debuting, but there's a lot more of a closer connection coming together. And I think it's something that may be establishing maybe a new type of technology or maybe new innovations that are coming about and bringing about much more of a harmony relating to the energy bills, not paying 2, 3, 4, 5 times its amount. Okay, near future in that sense, I think they're going to be taking a lot of resources and putting it in a new light. Okay, so it feels like this is something very, very positive for the UK. So I don't know if it's going to be the idea of doubling or tripling or quadrupling down this winter. I think there's plans in the works that can help to remedy that. Okay, we just have to kind of wait and see how things go pertaining to that. Okay, so TBJ, thank you for your question. All right. Because again, usually those things are often representing some type of corruption, of course. All right, so like I said, this is where people are becoming wise, and they're not really going to double or triple or quadruple down on those things. So like I said, it feels like something new is happening. Something new is growing that will prevent that from taking place. Okay? Okay, here's one from Cranky Pants McGee. Cranky Pants McGee. I love it. It sounds like an irritated Scottish person. Question for Brad. How do we find out about our karmic debts? Well, that comes from the idea of you being involved with story. Okay? So when you're involved with a situation, when you feel like you are out of sorts, again, when we're living from the outside in, and the world is affecting you, your family is affecting you, your friends are affecting you, the work that you're doing is affecting you, how you don't like your finances is affecting you. This is all karmic debris. Okay, this is all karmic debt. Those debts are just things that you constantly fuel, that you constantly feed, and not being able to let go of those debts. Again, debts are only there because we give it power to do so. Okay? Even if it's things that we don't want, if you feel like you need or you want something, that's a debt. Okay? Oh, I need money fast. I need a new home fast. I need a new car fast. I want to have a new partner in my life fast. Okay? This is all telling yourself what you're in lack of. Okay? So whenever we have a needing, a wanting, a great craving pertaining to all of this stuff on a material level, that's your karmic debt right there. The harsh relationships that you may have with family and friends as well too, about how you feel you treat them or how they treat you, right? They only treat you a certain way because that is how you're seeing yourself. We don't see this on the conscious level, but it's subconscious, okay? It's your subconscious that is the mess. It's the subconscious that's telling you there's a lot of muck here, there's a lot of debris here, there's a lot of hurt feelings, there's a lot of victim consciousness, there's a lot of abuse, there's a lot of rejection, right? There's a lot of materialized need and lust in your life. That needs to be cleaned up. That needs to be cleaned up pronto. So when we notice a lot of those things, that's the karmic debt. So again, all karmic debt is, it's our own self-inventions. It's not something that's permanent, okay? Thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations, perceptions, all of it is temporary. All of it really is superficial. As long as we continue to abide within a dualistic world, you can expect to suffer. Okay? That's my response to all of you that are going through very, very heavy situations right now, because you are attempting to make peace out of a dualistic world that you still believe in. You still believe in the duality. And you also believe that you can make this karmic, dualistic world into something else. You can't. Okay? Dualism will only create more and more dualism. You have to get out of the dualism altogether, because that's basically where the debts themselves come from. Everything that represents an opposite polarity and extreme. Okay? This person did this to me, so this is what I got to do back to them. This happened to me in this extreme, so I got to do this extreme back to it. Okay? And you're just constantly being this hamster running a hamster wheel. As long as you favor duality, you will suffer. As long as you continue to work with dualistic tendencies, you will suffer. Because suffering and duality go hand in hand. Okay? They're not separate things, and so, yeah, well, there's duality over here, but suffering shouldn't be over here. No, no. They're together. They're a mixed set. Right? They're a pairing. So the whole idea here is, like I've told you guys, if you've followed my channel for quite some time, you know what I tell you about. Okay? Just like I told you today about going into the abode and surrendering. Learning to live from the inside. We learn to live from the inside by looking at all these things that we have held on to and wanting to clear them out. Which means our desire to resolve these things is much more greater than the desire to try and make peace with a dualistic world that you are continuing to fuel. Right? So you got to get out of duality, guys. That's the whole idea. And I know some people are talking about good and evil, black and white, up and down, left and right, etc. These are all polarizing extremes. These are all opposites. These are all tendencies. This is all duality. All of it's got to go. Right? If you want to basically live a peaceful life where you know that you are the peace, the happiness, the joy, the bliss that you truly are, you have to walk the non-dual. Okay? And the non-dual is being able to take responsibility for everything that you have applied upon yourself, looking at those things, surrendering to them, releasing them. That's it. There's nothing to it. Nothing to surrendering whatsoever. Nothing to releasing whatsoever. It's the simplest, most easiest thing to do. But we have to get out of this addiction, this kind of junkie mentality of being in duality. Brad, this person did this to me, so I guess I got to do it to them. That's an eye for an eye, right? And that's one of the stupidest things to go for. So you've got to get out of duality altogether. That's what ends your karmic debt. Okay? Thank you, Cranky Pants McGee. I'm like envisioning a Scottish player who's like yelling at a person because he didn't leave too much of a donation when he was playing the bagpipes. Ugh, what's this? What the hell are you doing? You know, they give me a penny. You know how much I was working my arse off trying to learn how to do the bagpipes. All right, I'm sorry, Cranky Pants McGee. You're darn right, you're sorry, you bloody harpy. Sorry, I have a little bit of Scottish in me, so there's an accent for you. Okay, let's go on here before I get too crazy. Oh, Haley has her update here. Before working with you, Brad, my left nostril was always blocked. Now both are completely balanced. Okay, well, it's just a simple practice. There's nothing to it. Okay, you're just aware of that practice right now. It's very, very simple, whether you're doing Padadharasana, whether you're working with shifting the left and right nostrils, the Ida and the Pingala. Now you know, right? It's just simple things that we're aware of. That's all. It's nothing to do with me, right? I'm just being the messenger for that. Okay, Skywalker of Great Liberation. Cool name. The Skywalker says, are Harry and Meghan UK royals working with and on the side of the alliance? Okay, let's take a look at that. Well, there's kind of a complication with it altogether. I'm sure some people are thinking, yes, that they are in that sense. So basically, I would say that they have cut all ties from those groups, yes, but they still have their own kind of thing, right? So it's kind of like a balancing act. There's kind of ups and downs with them in that sense. But as far as them having any association with the old regime, that would be true, okay? But they're basically, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of shifting when it comes to the idea of the royal family as well, too. We may even start to look into the idea of them turning over a whole new leaf, as it were. So this is kind of what's happening behind the scenes. Yeah, you could say that they're kind of connected to the alliance, but they have their own, their own debts. They have their own karmic debts that they have to go through as well, too. So they're still working off some of these things. But as far as associations with the old regime, yes. Right, so they're starting to move away from a lot of those old things. They're moving into higher grounds. I know a lot of people talk about the royals. I said, I don't really know why you guys are focusing on them so much. They're just people. They're just souls like you are, right? Don't see them that they have any particular more of importance than you do, right? So yes, they are certainly shifting into an alliance mentality. But like I said, they have their own complications and their own stuff that they have to work out through. And whether you're part of an alliance or not, those are things that you have to work out. So there's debts that they have to clear out. And if they're watching, I'd say, okay, royal family, you need to start learning how to surrender too, especially you guys. You need to start releasing a lot more. Live from within the non-dual. not the duality of the outside. All right. So that's what I can share about them. Thank you, Skywalker. May the Force be with you. Let's see, going down here a bit more. Layla also asked the question, there is a lot of rumblings underground. Is this some clean out of DUMs in Norway? A lot of it can be. Yeah, there's a lot of underground bases, specifically spread out throughout Europe as well, too. So a lot of those things can be the idea of detonations pertaining to deep underground military bases, because they basically have to blast a hole in and get in there, and they start sweeping out the base altogether. Some of those particular bases are also inhabited by ETs at the same time. So again, if there's ETs there, they're basically told, get out of there. Otherwise, they may face prosecution charges or trials as well too. Okay, so yes, there's a lot of cleaning up that's going on. I can't say if that's the only thing that's going on, but quite commonly, where there's deep underground military bases, you see kind of miniature earthquakes happening. You see them basically trying to blast a way in and basically cleaning out the base. So those can be quite common. Okay, so thank you, Layla. Teresa here just had a question as well too, just above Layla. Feeling lots of tingling on my head, wondering what if it means, if anything. Well, a lot of that is blockages, right? A lot of things are opening up, but there's basically been a lot of atrophy and stagnancy at the top of the head when you're feeling a lot of those tingling sensations. That's, again, opening up pathways. That's opening up a lot of channels within the area of the cranium that had been previously blocked. Okay, so there's activity going on. There's prana flowing into those areas that were deprived of appropriate prana for them to function properly. So this is, again, what helps you when you open yourself up through meditation. You're noticing you're getting a lot of tinglings around the head. You may get tinglings around the face. You may start to get around the spine. You guys have to remember that the spine is part of the brain. Okay, the spine itself is not just an individualized or separate compartment of itself. It is part of the brain. The spine is the brain. So when you're noticing a lot of tinglings in the spine, those are brain activations taking place. This is what Kundalini is all about. Okay, spine is the vertebrae, but it represents, again, a part of the brain. So when we start having Kundalini awakening, we're noticing a lot of those centers within the spine being activated, just like the brain. Okay, and of course we have the three brains, right? We have the lower dantian, right, which represents the intestinal brain. We have the solar plexus brain, or the abdominal brain, or the middle dantian. And then we have the upper dantian, the cranial brain. Okay, so we have three brains in the body. So there's going to be a lot of activations through those who are doing a lot more of their inner work. You're going to be going through activations and clearings and opening up of channels and opening up of gateways and moving yourself into such profound shifts. This is why we got to get all of that crap, that debris, that karma out of the way. We got to clear it away. As you clear it away, you're going to notice these incredible shifts and these incredible powerful transformations taking place within yourself. You're going to be, I would say, beyond cloud nine. Okay, and I say this, guys, because I've done it. And the more that we're clearing away all that garbage and that gunk that is dualistic in nature, and you're living from the inside, oh God, I can't begin to explain how divine that is. Right? This is why I'm very, very desiring to teach this to you guys, so that you can really move forward with this. Okay, this is even what I talk about the nature of desire as well too. Like I said, it's a two-sided coin. We move into the harmonious desire, the creative, and the constructive desire, and that is also what's helping us to move forward. That's our inspiration, working forward and cleaning a lot of this debris out. Okay, so thank you for your question, Teresa. Okay. Let me just take a moment here, guys. I'm just going down the list here a bit more. So just remember, no personal questions, guys. Like I said, semi-personal or general in nature, please. Okay. Okay, here's one from The Man Demands. The Man Demands says, hey Brad, what is the best breathing technique to do before physical activity training to enhance stamina and strength? Should I focus more on sympathetic or parasympathetic breathing? There really is no best breathing technique, right? You should basically create a routine, okay? So like I've talked about with pranayama, pranayama is very, very powerful, right? Some people even prefer the Wim Hof method, right? Before they're about to exercise, they do some Wim Hof breathing. That's great too. There really is no set one breath. If that was the way, everybody would be doing that one breath throughout the entire world. So it doesn't really work that way. What I would suggest, it's the routine, right? It's the outline that you give yourself prior to working out. Now, I'm basically doing a lot of HIIT training as well too. I've lost a little bit of weight and I'm getting back much more into fitness. And it's actually because a lot of the yoga I've been doing over the past few months regularly. And I'm getting a lot more flexible, and it actually feels really, really good to exercise. Back in the day, when I go back a couple of years, I didn't really want to exercise that much. I would do a little bit, and I was really, really sluggish at that. I wasn't really taking good care of the body. But now I'm doing HIIT, that's high interval intensity training, in case you guys don't know. And of course with yoga accompanied by that. So I can only just kind of talk about my routine. And that's what I do in the morning, right? So I'll do my yoga practice, I'll do some breathing techniques, I'll do some pranayama, I'll do some stretching out with yoga, and that will really just get me in the mood. And I notice that my stamina really picks up from that. So if you want to, for example, incorporate yoga into your routine prior to working out, that would be a very, very good thing, okay? Especially as you're doing all the stretching, as well as you're doing, again, all of this. The great thing about yoga is you don't need to warm up. You don't need to warm up to stretch. You're already naturally flexible, okay? And that does wonders for an athlete, right? If they've already started to do a lot of yoga and they're getting themselves flexible and can stretch really well, you don't even really need to do a warm-up other than yoga itself, okay? And we're doing like the Kapalbhati, right? We're doing Ujjayi pranayama breath. So we're doing certain types of pranayamas as well too that will help. And like I said, maybe you want to do something like Wim Hof breathing, and that can really help you. But there is no one set ultimate breathing technique that's going to help everybody, okay? It just doesn't work. We don't live in a world like that. Everything really is patterns. Everything is unique to everybody else. So the best thing I could suggest is maybe incorporate some yogic practices into you. Incorporate some pranayama. Maybe look into some Wim Hof breathing as well too. And if that feels good for you, incorporate that into your routine, and then you're going to notice that breath itself is really what's responsible for your stamina and your strength. When you really oxygenate yourself, when you really get that prana flowing into your body, when you meditate regularly as well too, you are opening up all these channels so that now the prana can go through every channel in your body, and you just feel like a dynamo, right? You feel like you're a shining star. That's what I would suggest. Okay? Thank you, the man demands. Okay, let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay, so maybe I'm missing some donations here. Neuron, thank you for your donation. Let me just kind of sweep through here real quick. If I'm missing some donations, guys, I apologize. Layla gave me a donation, but I already answered your question, so thank you for that, Layla. Okay, so I just see 2 donations. So again, guys, if you donate to me, that would make your question first in line. Okay, so that's just a reminder. If you're wondering why people are donating, well, maybe because they're nice, or they have a question for me, but they're also nice for that too. Okay, so just a reminder for that. Let's see. Okay, here's one from Patricia. Patricia says, "Hi, Brad. Sometimes I feel strong energy wanting to come through when I'm meditating. Beautiful, bright violet light." Okay, so you can see that. So that's a great sense of clairvoyance right there. "But I'm afraid it's malevolent spirits. How do I know if I can trust the energy?" You're in duality, Patricia. Okay? Anytime you have those fears, you want to be very aware of what you're holding on to. Okay? So again, it's very good that you're meditating in the way so that this particular fear comes up. Guys, I can never ever convince you. I could basically sit with you until the cows come home about saying that, you'll be okay, just continue to feel, yeah, but what if this happens, what if that happens, what if this happens, what if that happens? Okay? Anytime you're saying what if, these are your debts. Okay? This is your karmic debris. This is your fear. So guys, what did I teach you to do? Go into the abode. Okay? Be present with me. As you're present, just be. As you're just being, you may see these bleed throughs coming in representing the fear that you have, Patricia, okay, of malevolent spirits. What makes malevolent spirits come into a person's awareness? What makes a malevolent spirit come into your life? Do you know what it is? Your karmic debt. Okay? That's what it's all about. When you start clearing away your karmic debt, when you start clearing away your problems, your conflicts, your regrets, your nuisances, right? Everything that represents duality, when that is being scrubbed clean out of you through releasing, because what we're doing, guys, here, we can call it shadow work, but I call it release work. That's all you have to do. Just release. Just release, just release, just release. Make sure you get all of it, 100%, okay? And so that's all you're doing. So if I have fears of malevolent spirits coming in, well, then I have Mr. Notebook or Mrs. Notebook right here, and I start writing these things down, okay? I have a fear of malevolent spirits. I was meditating, and I have a fear of malevolent spirits coming in if I continue to meditate. Okay, great. So now I want to be aware of that. I want to surrender to it completely, 100%, and release. Do you feel it there? No, it's completely gone. Completely gone. Let's check. Is it 100% gone? Is it completely gone? It's completely gone. Great. Check that off your notebook. Now let's go to something else, and then something else, and then something else, and then something else, okay? Everything is based upon repetition. You guys have thousands of tendencies buried inside you, okay? And you're going to learn to do these things that work together in multiplication of clearing these things out simultaneously. So you may be aware of 3 or 4 or 5 issues at the same time. Now you're not thinking about these issues, you're just aware of them, okay? Am I aware that my right hand is moving right now? Yes. Am I aware that I'm shaking my head right now? Yes. Am I aware that I'm talking right now? Yes. Am I aware that I'm looking into the camera right now? Yes. I'm aware of all those things. I didn't have to think. Okay? Thinking is not awareness. Thinking is thinking. Now here's something important for you guys to know, and I'm going to be doing a video on this very soon. The mind is the lowest, it is the slowest, and it is the weakest aspect of the soul altogether. Yet we crave it. Yet we rely on it. Yet we depend upon it. It's the slowest, dumbest, lowest, weakest part of yourselves. Sure, we are integrating with it, but you have powers, you have forces above the mind that are so incredibly spectacular that when you start tapping into those forces, you'll never want to go back to the mind again, right? You will not rely on the mind. You'll work with the mind, but you're not going to depend upon it ever again when you're aware of these higher forces. And I will be talking about what those higher forces are in a video to come here in the next few days. Okay, I have another video before that, but then there's the other video that's going to be coming about looking into the higher forces past the mind. Okay, but the mind is clumsy. Okay, it's an idea machine. That's all the mind is. It's a device for ideas. And the idea plane, or the causal plane, is the highest part of the mind. But then we go into the astral, and then we go into the physical, right? And those are, again, sluggish, slow dimensions. When you start to live into these higher forces that are above the mind, they're in between the mind and they're in between permanence, okay? So again, these are like what I've talked about with the membranes, the veils. And those are veils that exist above the mind. And when we start to tap into those and we know how to really use them, you'll never have problems again. Okay? So this is something really to keep into consideration. But whenever you're having fear of malevolent entities, malevolent spirits in that sense, that's your fear. Did anybody give you that fear? No. That's your own fear. Did anybody give you that karmic debt? No. That's your own karmic debt. That's what you're putting out because you're buying into the illusion. Okay, so we need to let that go. We have to release that. You have to surrender to it and let it go completely. Then you're free of it. And now when you do meditation, you're no longer concerned about malevolent spirits. So I let that go. I'm not afraid of that anymore. It's like a little kid in that sense who feels like she's still afraid of the dark, right? But as she started to mature, she started to move past that and saying the darkness is now my friend. I no longer have that fear of the darkness anymore. So I can completely turn off my light and be completely in pitch blackness, and I'm actually at home with it. She cleared out her fear by releasing it. That's what you guys can do too. Okay? So please keep that in mind. Okay. This one here is from Martin. Martin says, "Hi Brad, what will happen to the gas and electricity prices? Will they continue increasing or will they decline over the winter?" And this is for Denmark. Okay, let's take a look at the gas and electricity prices. Are they going to increase for the country of Denmark? So we got about 20 minutes left here, guys, so we'll probably take about 4 or 5 more questions. Okay, so it feels like things are kind of shaky with Denmark right now. Of course, we have this, right? Ruin, defeat. It feels like, again, there's been a lot of control relating to those resources altogether. But it looks like things are going to be shifting. I'm seeing this card a lot today, okay? Things are coming together. This is basically what it means. Everything's starting to come together now. It's like a new glue that's just being poured together, and things are sticking together, right? So there's partnership, there's pairing, there's coming together that's taking place. Okay, then we have the 6 of Swords here. Okay, 6 represents balance. So you're moving out of a bad situation. You're moving away from something that was conflicting, and you're moving into a new land in that way. So this is indicating that electricity, or again, as you're seeing here, gas and electricity prices, they're going to be shifting. I think the whole momentum of the prices with gas and fuel and all that stuff are going to be significantly changing here very shortly. Okay, and of course we have temperance. So again, we're seeing shifting, we're seeing alchemizing, we're seeing new unification, we're seeing transformations. There's transformation through the industry taking place right now. So whatever is taking place, I'd say within the next couple of months, this is actually going to be a lot better. We're going to notice stability coming together through those markets. Okay, that's basically what the cards are telling me here altogether. So whatever is taking place in regards to gas and electricity prices, and this is for Denmark, okay, then it looks like some things are going to be shifting here tremendously so that those things will not continue. Okay, so there certainly is work being done behind the scenes to ensure that those prices don't continue to skyrocket, similar to like what we got from the UK. Okay, thank you for your question. Okay, so just give me a moment here, guys, just looking for some other good questions. Okay, this one here is from Namisha. Namisha says, Brad, I'm having so many visions of past lives and many people around me too. Is there something going on? Well, that's basically representing you becoming claircognizant and clairempathic. Okay, so those are abilities that are opening up within yourself. So that's great. So whatever you're doing that's really opening yourself up, keep up the good work. Okay. Now the whole idea in that sense is that when we have these things, when we're noticing that there are lifetimes that maybe you're seeing through yourself, if you're lifetimes that you're seeing to other people, it's just something to keep in mind. Like I said, you basically have an open magnetic field. And that open magnetic field is basically able to have like these, you could say, magnetic hands and touch the fields of others. You're actually able to touch their thought forms. You're actually able to touch their empathic nature as well too. You're able to access their akasha. Okay, so great. Right? I've met people who in that sense who are highly empathic. They're able to walk by a person and they know exactly what that person is feeling. They know exactly the thoughts that person is thinking. That person may decide to be around less people because they know if they go in front of a crowd, they're going to have this barrage of thoughts and barrage of heavy emotions, and it's just going to drive them crazy. So again, yes, we still do some release work, but you cannot clear away that ability. That ability is yours. And it's just being able to work with that in smaller steps, right? So you may, in that sense, have a friend that you're talking to, and you're able to look into her field and say, okay, I'm seeing some things here with a partner. I'm seeing some things here regarding maybe moving, right? And you're kind of tuning into them and getting that, and then she's getting blown away. Oh my God, that's so accurate. That's so good. So it's basically taking these abilities that you have and putting them to use. Okay? So if you're looking at past lives, again, all past lives are memories. Okay? They're nothing but memories for people. Okay? I've seen people in that sense who have walked down the street and they're seeing like 12-foot reptilians surrounding these business people, right? Or they're seeing angels around this person, or they're seeing like little gremlins around this person, or so forth. Okay? These are just natural abilities that you have because you're piercing the veil. You cannot get rid of them. Don't try. Okay? They're coming to you because there is a new transformation taking place. So yes, you may decide to be around fewer people, and you may decide to again open up and wanting to help people, right? This is just another level of compassion that you can offer to people, to helping them and also to helping yourself as you're being aware of these memories. Like I said, clear away the debris, move into peace, release, release, release. Okay? Thank you, Namisha. Yep. Holly Lynn says something really good here. I am indebted to my victimizers. Absolutely. I am very thankful for every single person that has argued with me, fought with me, had retaliation with me, conflicting with me, because it's all those things I noticed within myself that I needed to release so that I could now, therefore, move into such a state of peace where I don't even really bring those kind of people into my life anymore. A lot of them have faded away. I get the odd person here and there, but that's okay. It's all just adjustments continuously happening because I live from the inside out. I live in the non-dual. I'm not saying I'm Advaita Vedanta or Taoist or anything of that nature. I just live in the non-dual. And living in that is beyond beautiful. It is perfection. Everything is possible, right? Okay. So we got about 15 minutes left, so I think we'll probably take about 3 or so more questions. All right. Okay, here's a request here from Grow. Grow says, if you can please look at Norway. Okay, but Grow, what do you want me to look at for Norway? Okay. What I'll do is maybe I'll just look into the momentum ahead for Norway, just in regards to how the people are doing in Norway. Okay. Let's take a look at that. So how are the people of Norway doing? How's things with them? How's the country going? Okay, well, like I've talked about with Norway before, they're still going through some big transformations, guys. Like I said, it's a white hot summer, okay? So in the past, we're starting to see some shifts. Again, you're making an uphill climb, but it feels like the people of Norway are willing to make that climb, okay? So again, this is the Fool. We're seeing the Fool coming by. He doesn't really know where they're going, but they realize that they're going to be climbing up this mountain. So it's going to be a mountain of challenges, but there's a kind of a free-spirited nature to do it, okay? So it's kind of like looking at this on a soulful level, is we're seeing the Norwegians ready to make this climb. If this is what's going to bring us into a better world, then I will make the climb, okay? This may represent the nature of government in that sense. They have not been able to control the people, right? So they feel like they cannot get what they want. People are standing up towards that. We're seeing, again, the birth of the phoenix for Norwegians, okay? So they're coming out of it. Of course, judgment is taking place when it comes to those who have been corrupt, right? So we're seeing that taking place. The corrupt are being taken down. We're seeing new wisdom. We're seeing new experiences being unfolded here. A lot of the things that have been kept secret in the past is now being revealed to the High Priestess, okay? There's still going to be some slandering. There's still going to be some shoddy leadership here and there as you continue to go through the transition to move into something better, okay? But while you're moving into something better, there's going to be a rebalancing taking place. So like I said, this is transitional government taking place for Norway, okay? So that's it. Grow, it's very similar to what I've talked about before with Norway. You're going through some challenges, you're going through some changes, you're moving in some uphill battles, but you're winning, and you're doing very, very well. And transitioning process is still continuing. Okay, so thank you, Grove, for your question. Here's one again from TBJ. TBJ says, question, what's the general picture for direct taxation on wages or earnings in 2023? That's a very tough question to answer, TBJ, because every country has their own rules. Every country has their own stipulations. They have their own processes. We can't really answer that in a general way. Okay, so basically what we can talk about is what's ahead for, you could say, earnings for people in 2023. Maybe we'll look in the idea of job markets. Let's look into the idea about how earnings themselves may look globally in 2023. But we really cannot bring about a specific general nature of that question because that general is too subjective. That general question you have is way too subjective. Okay, so let's look into the idea of people making money in 2023 and how things are going to be going. How are things going to be going for the business person in 2023? Okay, how are things going with business? Are we going to see more business happening? Are we going to see more wages and earnings increase? Are we going to see less taxation taking place? Okay, best way we can do in a general nature. Okay, but it's a very, very difficult question to ask on a general level. Yeah, it's kind of like what I'm expecting to see. Okay, so in the past, like I said, there are opportunities that are showing. There is the idea of changes taking place within the financial kingdom, you could say, of the earth. There is the idea of, in that sense, of being very scrutinizing. Like I said, I think a lot of these big corporations that have been shafting people and have been embezzling millions or even billions of dollars are certainly being looked at in that way. And I think there's going to be some more shutdowns of these corrupt businesses or companies. If anything, in that sense, maybe they go through severe auditing, maybe they go through, again, more severe processing that could basically take these big corporations down at the same time. Or again, other companies that are just embezzling people, that are firing them because they're not vaccinated and all these things. Okay, so it looks like there's going to be kind of fair judgment pertaining to these kind of companies that have been pulling that. Okay, so like I said, guys, any company that has been severely crippling their employees and saying you can't work here if you're vaccinated, or if, again, they're embezzling millions or billions of dollars, it's all just coming back to them, right? There's still a lot of work that we have to do. And like I said, it's a very complicated question to answer here, TBJ, because what you ask is not a simple one to answer. But it just depends in regards to where you are in the world, right? There's a lot of things that are happening. Businesses are still going to continue to grow. Businesses are still going to continue to expand. It's the financial kingdom itself that is going through major upgrades, major transformations, major uproar right now pertaining to that. So 2023, as I've talked about, is the year of reset and revaluation. So we may start to see a lot more pertaining to possibly the new system coming online around that time. It could even be a little bit earlier, right? We just have to kind of continue to play this out week by week, month by month, to see how things are going, because things are changing so fast. And I really can't hang my hat on any sharing that I give you guys, because everything is changing so quickly. It's just we have to keep up with that momentum. Okay, so businesses will continue to thrive, and others will still be under the spotlight about some dirty dealings that they're doing. So I hope that best answers your question, because it's just too much of a big, complicated question to answer. Okay. Let's see. I think we're going to end on this final question. Okay, this is from Anali. Are there any good vaccines? Let's take a look at the cards for that. Okay, are there any good vaccines? I'm sure there's ones that basically have good intentions behind them, but I don't really feel the body needs vaccinations. It's more so that once you understand the herbology of the planet Earth, if you know a lot of things that are naturally grown here and you know of their medicinal qualities, that's really all you need. But even beyond that, it's really just working with the power of your consciousness to clear away all these things as well too, right? So there's always consciousness that is king, okay? And if we're looking into herbology, if we're looking into what nature can do for us, that's where we'd really want to look. You want to go into the organic route. And then maybe there are some people with good-hearted intentions that could create certain forms of vaccinations that could be beneficial. But certainly a lot of the common ones that we know, no, not at all. Let's take a look at what the cards say about that. Okay, pretty much in a nutshell, yes, there are some good vaccines. Okay, there are people who really do want to do good. They really do want to help with helping to boost the immune system in certain ways, but this needs to come through organic ingredients. Okay, I'm just giving you guys a quick lowdown of this because we're going to be ending here real quick. So it's just really that there are people who are good-hearted, who really do want to do well. They do mean well, but it's not these corporations. Okay, so again, these corporations again are all part of vaccination agendas to harm people or to even try to cause fatality. Okay, and those are not the scientists that you want to have responsible for that. So we're cleaning all that stuff out and saying the entire industry of the medical establishment, quite common, the Western medical establishment needs an enema, right? And so many other things need an enema as well too. Politics need an enema. The financial system needs an enema. Transportation needs an enema. Energy systems needs an enema. Everything basically needs to be completely flushed out. And that's where we're headed. But there are people in that sense who will follow organic research and they may put together concoctions that could be in vaccination form that are looking to help people, to boost immune system and to help the body through viruses and any other forms of diseases that they're going through. So that would be the short answer to your question. Okay. Thank you guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap up for today. I appreciate it. Sorry I went a little bit extra long today, but I hope you guys have enjoyed everything that was on this episode. I will be back again next Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific for another episode of New Earth TV Live. And again, this Sunday, there will be another Infinite Intelligence Report and, of course, more videos to come as well. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of the day. Great weekend. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaskar, and be well. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.